The man secretly installed surveillance cameras in the bedroom, suspecting the nanny wasn't taking good care of the child. Then the couple opened the computer and saw the footage on the screen, so clear it seemed within reach. Only then did they feel relieved. The next day, the man monitored the situation at home while working. At this moment, the nanny, unaware she was being watched, truly exposed her true nature without reservation. She entertained herself, completely ignoring the sleeping baby beside her. She even started clipping her nails. Seeing this, the man was furious. He grabbed his phone, wanting to call the nanny to confront her, but was stopped by his manager. The manager reminded him that if he made the call, the surveillance would be exposed. The man calmed down and switched the camera feed to the bedroom. Seeing his son still sleeping soundly, he felt somewhat reassured and continued working. However, just then, the nanny's phone suddenly rang. She was awakened by the call and groggily answered it. It turned out someone was looking for her to do hourly work at $50 an hour. Upon hearing the price, the nanny immediately became interested and agreed without hesitation. She carefully walked to the bedroom, glanced at the sleeping child, then quietly walked out. Before leaving, she didn't forget to finish the remaining milk, then cleaned up the garbage from what she'd eaten and left. But after the nanny left, the child woke up, stood in the crib, and cried loudly. At this time, the man who had just finished his meeting finally had time to check the surveillance. He looked and was horrified to see his son crying alone in bed while the nanny was nowhere to be seen. He instantly became anxious and immediately called his wife. Upon hearing this, the wife was also very worried. She hurriedly called the nanny, but found that the nanny's phone was already turned off. So she called her husband back to tell him the nanny's phone was off. The man could no longer sit still. He immediately got up and rushed home. But unfortunately, he got rear-ended on the road and couldn't get away for the moment. After learning about the situation, the wife was very angry. She hung up directly, then immediately called her sister, asking her to go check on the child at home. At this time, the sister, having learned of the situation, quickly rushed to her younger sister's house. On the way, she also quickly contacted a locksmith company and called the police. Soon, the sister and the police arrived at the house. But when they reached the bedroom, they could no longer hear the child crying.